Most developers miss this when building minimal APIs, and it silently breaks their OpenAPI documentation. To demonstrate this, let's create a minimal API endpoint handler. We'll mark it as public, async static, and we'll return a type of task IResult. We're going to call it getProduct. We're going to pass in a couple of parameters. We're going to pass in an ID, and we're also going to pass in an instance of the product service, which we're registering in dependency injection. Now we're going to call the product service, and in there there's a getProduct async method, and we'll pass in the ID as the parameter. If the product returns null, we're going to return a not found. So we call return results.notFound. If it can be found, we're going to return results.ok, and we'll pass the product instance in the response. Now the getProduct async, all it's doing, if the ID is bigger than 1, it returns null. Otherwise, it returns an instance of the getProduct DTO with the ID and the name. Now we need to register the endpoint. We've got this map products endpoints. We're already calling this in program.cs. We're going to create a new group we call app.mapGroup, and the prefix is going to be /API/products. And then to register the endpoint handler, we call group.mapGet. We'll pass in the ID parameter, which will represent the ID in the endpoint handler. And the method that we're calling is getProduct, so we just add that in there. Let's run the application. So we've got our Swagger documentation. Let's test the endpoint. So if we add an ID of 1, what do you expect the response to be? It's returned a 200 response with the instance of the getProduct DTO. What about if we add an ID of 2? It returns a 404 not found. So that's all good, but if you see there, it's saying it's undocumented. And if we have a look underneath, it only says that this endpoint can return a 200 OK response. It doesn't document the type of response we are going to be returning, nor does it document the fact that it might return a 404 not found. So how do we add the expected return types? This is something that is covered in my Minimal APIs for Complete Beginners course. This is where you learn to build a minimal API project from start to finish. To view the course, go to roundthecode.com/min1. There's also a link for it in the YouTube description. Let's add the expected return types to the OpenAPI documentation. If you're only expecting one result type, you can change IResult to that type. So with the getProduct async, it returns a nullable getProduct DTO, so we can change it to that. As a result, we can remove this code, and we can return the call to the getProduct async in the product service. In the OpenAPI documentation, it has getProduct DTO in the schema, specifying that it has an ID and a name. If we have a look at the endpoint documentation, it still says that it expects to return a 200 OK response, but now it has an example value, which is the same values from the getProduct DTO schema, being the ID and the name. Despite that though, it still doesn't document the 404 not found, despite the fact that the method is nullable. To resolve that, we're going to go back to the code that we had before with some subtle changes. So we're going to store the instance of the getProduct async into a product variable, and then if we say if the product is null, this time we're going to return TypedResults.notFound. Now if the product can be found, what do you think we're going to be returning? We're going to return TypedResults.ok, and we'll pass in the product instance. Now at the moment we're getting some exceptions. We need to change the return type. We change it to results, and this is where we can add multiple generic types. So we know it could be an OK response, which will have a getProduct DTO instance. Otherwise, it might also be a not found. Let's run the application and see if the documentation has changed. Let's open up the endpoint. The documentation states that it expects a 200 OK with the expected type, but now it states that it also expects a 404 not found. And the reason being is that we're returning a results type with these different generic types, so we've got the OK and the not found. As a result of that, we need to return type results either OK or not found in this instance. We can also return other response types. We're going to create a new endpoint handler. We'll mark it as public async static. We'll return a type of task, no content, which we'll call createProduct. We'll pass in an instance of createProductDTO called createProduct, and IProductService called productService. Now inside productService, there's a method called createProductAsync. We'll call that with createProduct, and we can return TypedResults.noContent. To register it, we call group.mapPost, pass in / as the root, and we call createProduct as the endpoint handler. Let's open up that endpoint. It expects a 204 no content. Let's try it out. So we'll add a name in. So that returns the 204 response. If we have a look at the createProductAsync in the product service, it just returns a completed task. But if we have a look at the createProductDTO, with the name, we've specified that it's required. So what's going to happen if we add an empty name to it? So it's returned 400, but it's undocumented. It's only expecting a 204 no content as part of the documentation. We need to find a way of adding additional response types, and we can do that by adding methods when registering the endpoint handler. There's a couple of methods we can use. We're going to add produceThisValidation problem to createProduct. When we call that, we can specify an optional status code parameter. If it's unspecified, it adds 400 to the documentation, but we're going to add it anyways. Call statuscodes.status400 bad request. There's also produceThisProblem as well. With this, we need to specify the status code parameter. So we call produceThisProblem, and we'll add statuscodes.500 internal server error, because in theory, any API endpoint could return a 500 internal server error. So now the 400 bad request and the 500 internal server error has been documented. Subscribe for more .NET and C# videos. We can also add a summary and a description. For the summary, we call withSummary. We'll specify creates a product, and with description, we'll specify creates a product to the database. We now have the summary documented along with the description. If you want to build a minimal API from start to finish, you can view my Minimal APIs for Complete Beginners course at roundthecode.com/min1. There's also a link for it in the YouTube description. But if you want to learn more about minimal APIs before you buy the course, watch this video next on the common myths of minimal APIs. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.